painted in 1833 by the French artist Paul Delaroche. The execution of Lady Jane Grey is one of the most iconic works in the National Gallery collection. The painting dramatically captures the final moments of Lady Jane Grey, remembered in English history as the 9 Days Queen, who was executed at just 16 years of age. In the 16th century, the Church of England was established under Henry VIII. After his death, his only son, Edward VI, succeeded him but also died young, at just 15, without leaving an heir. Determined to preserve the Protestant settlement, powerful figures at court placed Lady Jane Grey on the throne. Yet the English people largely supported Mary I, a Catholic and the legitimate heir to the crown. As a result, Jane was forced to relinquish the throne after only 9 days and was imprisoned in the Tower of London. At first, Queen Mary reportedly viewed the young Jane as a political pawn and hesitated to order her execution. However, when Jane's father became implicated in a rebellion against the crown, the situation changed dramatically. Seeing Jane as a continuing threat to royal authority, Mary ultimately signed the warrant for her execution. But why would Delaroche, a French painter, choose to depict an English tragedy that had taken place nearly 3 centuries earlier? France was still living in the shadow of the Revolution, during which countless people had lost their lives beneath the guillotine. The political turmoil and violence remained deeply embedded in the national memory. In Jane Grey's story, Delaroche saw echoes of the tragic fate of figures such as Marie Antoinette and other members of the French royal family. Through this painting, he sought to portray the suffering of innocent individuals caught in struggles for power. In the painting, Jane appears blindfolded and dressed in a brilliant white gown as she moves uncertainly towards her fate. With trembling hands, she searches for the execution block, preparing to meet her final moment. Her white clothing, symbolizing purity and innocence, makes her fate all the more heartbreaking, emphasizing the tragedy of a young girl sacrificed amid political intrigue and dynastic conflict. Beside her, her ladies-in-waiting are overcome with grief, while an elderly official gently guides her forward. The executioner waits silently in the background, axe in hand. This contrast between those who fully understand what is about to happen and Jane herself, unable to see her surroundings, creates an overwhelming sense of tension and tragedy. In reality, Jane was executed not indoors, but on Tower Green within the Tower of London. Her dress and corset in the painting also resemble 19th century French fashion far more than the clothing worn during the Tudor period. Delaroche was less concerned with strict historical accuracy than with emotional impact. Rather than simply reconstructing a historical event, he crafted a scene that invites viewers to experience the human tragedy for themselves. Today, the painting is regarded as far more than a historical illustration. It is celebrated as a powerful meditation on innocence, power, and sacrifice, and continues to leave a lasting impression on the countless visitors who encounter it at the National Gallery.